Best perimeter defenders.
Where my dogs at? Ooh, ball, all of my dog, ball to the dance.
This guy, Tony Allen.
He is a competitor. I'll come at your name.
I don't know if you heard, Tony, but Chandler wants to remove the Memphis Grizzlies.
Not what I said, Tony. It's not what I said.
What do you think about that?
I was sitting here. That's what you said.
First of all, they put a gun to my head. Second of all, they said, what two franchises
I
think
wanna
would be
put a
the
gun to
first
your
to
head,
go?
in
And I said
fairness.
New Orleans and Memphis, I think, would be the first to
T.A., he
move.
trying to get them boys off Beale
Yeah, what do you
Street,
think?
man.
I'm trying to get us to Vegas, T.A. Sue me.
Memphis is here to stay, man. You know, this is the Grand City, man. We here to home, man.
How dare you?
You just threw me
you wanna-
right under the bus.
You want to remove Memphis while we talk to the grind?
That's why I thought it was perfect timing.
You said his audio
up
didn't
here?
work. I thought I could sneak it in.
Well, his audio, he can still hear us. All right, Tony, first of all, welcome back. Secondly, we got ourselves a series. Talk to me about what you saw last night.
Well, I saw Oklahoma City. They came out with a good, force in the first quarter, but I thought those adjustments that Indiana made defensively pretty much showed SGA a different lens in game three.
Yep.
And it's one of those situations where they're going to blitz, they're going to make changes. That was one of the adjustments. A lot of times, Shai Gilgeous come off those pick and rolls. He get his ISO with his big, or he getting his ISO matchup and he get into a spot and he's scoring. He's the MVP, obviously. But I think they took the approach back in the old school days, back when I played. When we see somebody that's hot, that's unstoppable, we call it blitz, and that's what we do. We trap that pick and roll. We trap them at all costs, and we make those other guys beat you. And I thought Indiana did a good job of them playing they pick and roll offense, getting Halliburton being more aggressive. And it opens it up for Turner, Siakam. And I think he got those guys rolling yesterday. Yeah. But it started with the defense, though.
I'm glad, and that is your thing. You are the defense guy. And these two teams, man, it's like flip-flop each night. One's just even more defensively amazing than the other. When you're watching both these, and they're both young, it's got to give you some pride, right? Like, young guys care.
Yeah, it's a young man's game, man. I think that's why, the old cats like myself is pretty much extinct. Well, you got Lou Dort guys who still wear, the defensive pride on their game. But, yeah, it's a young man's sport, man. But I'm loving every bit of it.
It's just crazy, T.A., because when someone asks how the game went, the first question is how many points you had. Now with these two teams, it's like I feel like they don't care.
Stops?
Yeah, they're locked in. They're defending guys like Neesmith, Nembhard. They don't give a damn. They are just defending.
T.A., and I want to ask you about that. When you see OKC and what they've been able to do on the defensive end, they clogging the lanes, they putting pressure, they in the passing lanes. They got guys that can guard 1 through 5. They can switch everything. As a defensive master that you were in your career, what would you say to these guys? And how hard is it for so many young guys to buy in to be a defensive-minded basketball team?
I always look at it like, being a star in your role. Obviously, coming to a situation, when you get drafted to this team, teams are pretty much set, as far as the salary cap. You can look at the salary and know who's to get the ball to. Now, within that, when you come to that organization, it's okay, how do I fit in and be a piece to a puzzle? How do I win these minutes? And this trust from the coach is mainly what the most important thing is, understanding the attention to detail on the defensive end, understand where we're trying to get the ball offensively, understanding your role. I'm going to shoot low clock. I'm going to defend my man. I'm going to box out. I'm going to play the 50-50 game, pretty much is what they call it back in my day, and just be a glue guy.
Yeah.
And people have made a lot of money doing that in this league.
Mm-hmm. But
they stand out, trust me.
You just said it. And one of those guys is Lou Dort. What do you think of Lou Dort's game and his impact on the defensive end?
First team all defense, hands down. He's one of those guys, man, who don't look for the screen. He goes through the screen.
Right.
And I like those type of cats, man. Who's team first guy, like I say, glue guy, ready to do any and everything for you. And you gotta understand, see his physicality, his structure, the way he's built. He's built like a linebacker. So that's pretty scary in itself. And just to have that mentality to know that I'm gonna hold my hat on the defensive end for the Oklahoma City Thunder, he been doing it well, man. So shout out to Lou Dort.
Yeah, T.A. Paul George recently said that the days of having NBA stoppers are they're essentially gone, right? We mentioned guys like Lou Dort, kid Dyson Daniels, he clamps. Like, is there anyone that you see that you're like, okay, that guy, he plays like, 90s type defense. He's still buying into basically defense.
90s defense. He ain't that old, Chandler. God,
no, I'm saying, but like you think of the physicality, you think of. I'm thinking you think of these tough. I'm thinking you think of. You know what I mean?
No, if I mean, it's a lot of them that stand out. Like I say, it ain't too many of them left. Like I say, when I played, the league was going in. You got to shoot the three. So all the defensive guys, we was out of there. And if I could say anybody that I like watching, I got my little man, DAVION Mitchell. DAVION Mitchell, he locks up, man. And you know what I mean? I keep in tune with him a lot. But this is my chance to give him his shout out, man. So shout out little DAVION Mitchell.
Tia, you obviously guarded some of the greats, Kobe, LeBron, KD, Steph, Melo. I could go on and on. How would you guard a guy like SGA with how talented, how shifty he is, and how good he is getting to the free throw line?
I've been saying it all along. I'll guard him just like how I would guard Kobe. You know what I mean? He got all the moves that Kobe got, man. I'm pretty sure he studied this game. I haven't heard anything about who he mimics his game after, but a lot of what he does get to his spots, and that's what Kobe did. Kobe would get into some razzle-dazzle and get his dribble going if he had to, but most importantly, he made all his shots easy, and he get to his spot. But the one difference I would say I would have to stick Shai differently is I had to brace myself for that little push-off he does. He always get to his spot, whereas when Kobe used to get to his spot, he'd head fake. You know what I'm saying? Get his defender off balance in the air, and I've been hit with that a few times. But in his case, I think I would be really willingly ready for the brace to that bump and be able to have my feet strong enough and ready to contest or close out and get close to a shot. You know what I'm saying? All throughout the game. And not to get discouraged when he scores, because he is the MVP. He gonna score. But you gotta have that mindset to say, hey, I'm gonna be doing this for the whole night. And not too many people have passed that test.
You know what, TA? Let me get your opinion on this, because this been a topic of discussion on social media and on pods as well. People trying to say LeBron James don't have an offensive bag. What's your thoughts on that?
The all-time leading scorer.
The all-time leading scorer don't have a bag.
Who said that?
Man, well, when you look at bag, man, all they gotta do is go on YouTube. I'm talking all the shots that you think that he ain't no way he gonna hit this. Well, that guy is in there working on those type of shots. Those 5, 4, 3, 2 shots. When you that big, I think when you go in the gym, that's part of your workout. You get what I'm saying? Those fadeaway shots. You get what I'm saying? If I would say only bag he didn't master was just that post. I think he probably, if he'd have mastered that early on in his career, that fadeaway little post jump shot at a consistent rate, people would be saying another like narrative. But for the most part, 6'9", 260. What type of bag do I really need if I got 40,000 points? What type of bag do I really need? What type of bag do I really need if I'm stronger than you, faster than you, and smarter than you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he doesn't need the craziest handle. He could just.
Yeah, it don't take much for me to get to my spots. Yeah.
Hey, Lou, you know how they said back in the day. You work smart, not hard.
You already know that. Now, TA.
Come on, man.
Now you know we spent a lot of time behind the scenes with one of the biggest generational trash talkers of all time in big ticket. But you don't get your flowers for all the trash talk that you talked. What was some of the?
Listen.
Yeah, go ahead, get in there.
Listen. See, a lot of times, you know, it's really a conversation for me. You know what I mean? And it's a real quick conversation. I'll tell you something I used to say though, like the he with us is pretty much right. Yeah. So I would change it up. I would start talking in third person. If I get a stop, I'll just say, good DTA. I get to talking to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
I get to the, hey, Chandler, I get to the point where you missed the shot, I'm running down, I'm smacking my own ass.
That is
By the way, Beadle,
that's so
he
good.
with us is basically when a guy shoots before he even misses it, the whole bench is screaming,
Paul
he
Pierce,
with us.
Trying to hand him a shooting shirt. Come on over here, buddy. You with us.
Wait, did it ever backfire? Because I think the best part of trash talk is when you finish it up and you win and it's all great. But I have to believe that sometimes you've trash talked and it backfires, or maybe they light you up in return. Like, has that ever happened?
Yeah, man, you just took me back with that one. I remember playing Reggie Miller my rookie year. You know, I got a chance starting the playoffs, things of that nature. And when we got to the playoff, I was just so excited to be alongside Reggie Miller, and I'm like, damn, I'm playing against Reggie Miller. So my first basket that I get as a rookie in the playoff, I tip dunk Reggie Miller, and caught him and put the ball in his stomach. And that man told me, "Hey, young fella, I appreciate that. You woke me up."
Yeah.
Won that game. We won that game.
But he went.
The next game, he had 35. hey, game 3, I was out the lineup.
That's awesome.
That's unbelievable. Tony, it's crazy to even say this because it's been 17 years since you became an NBA champion. What do you remember, like looking back, most about that series versus the Lakers in 2008?
Man, a lot kicks out, man. Just our groundwork, how we started, going to Rome, having a training camp, everybody just having that one team, one goal mindset, everybody, coming together, doing everything together, on the court, off the court. It was almost like camaraderie off the court helped us on the court. And I thought it was just a tough battle for Paul, Ray, taking those guys to change their game. Each of those guys was averaging 27 a game. To everybody to come to one team and sacrifice and say, hey, man, we're going to let Rondo run this show. You know what I'm saying? We got the championship experience from James Posey. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of pieces. Shout out P.J. Brown. He was coming in on the end out of retirement to even come help us win that, man. So a lot played a part in us winning that. And just getting to the finals, man, and that stage, man. Every shoot around, it's 80, 90 cameras. You got 200-300 fans outside of each arena. I'm talking about the crowd going wild, man. The intensity. I'm talking about when you lose, you might not go to sleep. If you lose one of those games, you might not go to sleep. You up all night thinking about, damn, what could I have did? What could I have done? But the ultimate, the goal and the prize, get that trophy. I'm talking about, it was experience I'll never forget, man. I cherish and I love it. So shout out to the Boston Celtics in 17 years, man. We need to damn near time for us
It's
to have
almost 20-year anniversary.
Yeah, it's almost time for us to have a 20-year anniversary. We need to get together.
Let me ask you this though, TA, with the roster that y'all had and winning that championship, when y'all go down memory lane, is the attitude was like, hell yeah, we got one, or is it like, damn, we could have got 2 or 3 of these? What's the attitude when y'all talk about it?
Yeah, most definitely. We always say we supposed to got 2, Obviously, we couldn't get one in 2009. Ticket had an injury. But following back in 2010, we were able to, get back to the finals. I thought, if Kendrick Perkins wouldn't have got hurt, I thought he was doing a great job, defending their bigs. Powell, Bynum, and those guys. I thought if he don't get hurt, I think I'm sitting pretty with 2 rings right now, for sure. You know what I mean?
And shout out to you, TA, because you're probably the first person that done gave Perk his flowers. Shout out to that, yeah.
Oh, no, that's Big Swamp thing. Hey, he definitely play a role in all of what we was doing,
Absolutely.
man. You know what I mean? He definitely got a swagger to himself to where, hey, man, if it wasn't for me, you understand, it wouldn't be no rings. So he hold his own, man. That's my man, Big Perk. Shout out Big Perk.
TA, we always love having you on. This thing's going 7, so hopefully we'll get you back on next week at some point as well.
See you in a minute, TA.
Appreciate it, TA.
We'll take a quick break.
Love, bro.
Run it up, run it back, run it up.